Hey guys, what is going on? It's me, Stiflert here, with another Minecraft video, and a couple things that are a little different that you may have already noticed. One, I'm on camera. What up? Hey everybody. So, yeah, I decided, I've got a webcam, and I've got a microphone, and I have a little studio, which is just the closet here, as you can see, with the blanket behind me to hide jackets and everything, much to my fiance's surprise. This is my studio now. But yeah, I'm like, well, why not? Why not show my face? You guys can see who I am, and maybe it'll be fun. If you like it, let me know in the comments if you think I should keep doing it, or if I should just not ever do this again until I get a real studio, or whatever that means. The second thing is, this is actually going to be a little bit of a different video because I'm taking a look at one of the plugins that I have released into the Spigot server resources. What is it, like directory? I don't know what you would call it, but basically, yeah, we're going to take a look at a plugin that I have released to you guys, you server owners out there, and this video is going to be taking a look at some of those features and showing you how to set it up. And if you can tell by the hologram that is currently hovering just above my head there, we're going to look at the music client that actually works with MCJukebox, which is a different plugin that I have not released. It is not mine at all. My plugin is an add-on for MCJukebox, which allows you to manage your music in a GUI. Now, what does all of this mean, right? Like, I'm telling you MCJukebox, I'm telling you plugins, all this, managing your music. Well, MCJukebox allows you to add custom music to your game servers. And you can add that music to your world guard regions, activities. You can have it set in a show so that everybody's listening to the same music together. You can do a lot of cool things with it. And this is one of the best ways that you can make your server really unique and stand out from the thousands or probably millions of other servers that are out there. If you can take a little bit of time to do the setup, which I'm going to go through, and get this plugin all together, and also to find some really great immersive music that you can add onto your server that fits in with your themes and all that, then you can create something that's super unique and really a lot of fun. Today I am actually going to show you this on my own server called TechXcrafters. It's TechXcrafters.online, and it's currently whitelisted, so you can't actually get into it. We're in a development phase, which is part of the reason why this plugin was built, because I'm using it myself on this server. But if you want to see MCJukebox actually in action, like on another server, that's really cool, just to kind of test it out and hear some of the music that can be done. I'll leave a link in the description to some really cool test servers that you can log into and listen to music. And as you can see by the hologram above my head, that you can also use this to add voiceovers, sound effects, obviously the background music, have shows where all of your players are listening to the same music at the same time, depending on maybe a button that they push or what have you. And you can also do, audio tutorials. You could do a lot of stuff just by being able to add music into the game. This doesn't require a resource pack. All that it requires is your player to have another browser window open so that they can listen to the music through that browser window. Kind of like if you're listening to, maybe Spotify in the browser, or SoundCloud, or YouTube music in the background. It's kind of like that. You just have another tab window open with your music client that is connected, and it syncs up with their actions in game. That's how it works. That's kind of the overall deal there, right? I think that probably the best thing is for you to see it in action and to hear everything in action. So I'm not going to, before I get into what my plugin does, what my add-in does, let me just show you real quick what the Jukebox does, the MCJukebox that is. So your players, when they come online, they can type in /Jukebox, and it will say it's generating your musical experience. Click here to launch our music client. It matches what you do in game. And you can activate music based on button pushes, redstone, world guard regions, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to click it, And you'll see that the URL comes up. There's my token, whatever. I don't care if you see that. I'll just, change it or something. And this is actually set up with my own custom domain, jukebox.treecrafters.online. You can do that in MCJukebox. Again, that's not my plugin. That's a feature that exists in MCJukebox itself. But we're going to click it. It's going to open up a tab that you can't see here. And it should. Yeah, there we go. I think you guys should definitely hear that. Just some music there in the background. Yeah, so that is for the World Guard region that I am currently in. This area that I'm in is actually the TechXcrafter's market. Again, we're in development. We got a lot of work to do here. But yeah, so the TechXcrafter's market is a World Guard region that I have music set up to play. So whenever a player enters this region, they will start to hear the music that you are hearing right now. And when they leave this region, when they go outside, they'll start to hear other music. And that's where my plugin comes in. So MCJukebox, super easy. You just get your /Jukebox. And one thing that I should note is, in order to use my plugin, you have to have MCJukebox installed. And you have to have your API key set. So you get an API key from MCJukebox when you install it and get it all set up. Again, link to the description on how to install that in the description, not to the description. That link to an installation tutorial for MCJukebox is in the description. But basically, you get your API key, you come online, you install it, you go Jukebox, set key, and then you type in whatever your key is. And that is how you connect the music client to your players in game. Once that's done, then you can start using my plugin. Now, my plugin comes in two different versions. I'm going to show you the Pro version, but there's also a Lite version, and that one's free, and it will remain free, and it still has some cool functionality with it. MCJukebox out of the box allows you to add music to World Guard regions and also just general commands, right? And that music is added in via commands. So you type in, say Jukebox, and then, a series of commands and the URL. So whatever the URL is for your MP3 file, you would type all that in, and then it would set it. And it does support World Guard regions. My plugin, however, MusicalBiomes, gives you a GUI for one thing, and it adds support for biomes, activities, which I'm going to get to, and then of course it brings in that World Guard region into the GUI as well, so that you can manage everything there. So the music did just go off, as you heard. It kind of fades away, and now we just wait a few minutes, and the next song will start playing if I'm in this World Guard region for long enough. But let's start going through all of this. The setup for this, by the way, before I get into the setup, one other thing that you need to do is make sure that your music is off, right? Now, that's actually my master value. My music is already off, but you don't want to hear the Minecraft default music at the same time that you're hearing your great music, that you are custom adding to your server. You don't want your players to have both of those overlapping. So make sure you tell your players, somehow in the game, turn your music off, right? There may also be a command, like a command block or something of that sort that will turn the music off for them so they don't have to do it. But, otherwise you can just tell them, hey, turn your music off in the game settings, and you'll be good to go. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for the initial setup. Yeah, all right, we're good. So now let's take a look back at that GUI. We open it up with /MusicalBiomes as the command, and you'll see we have biomes, activities, World Guard, and then down here we have MySQL, which is supported in the Pro version, and the file uploader. The file uploader is just something that I've added in to make it a little bit easier for some of you server owners to get your files set up online so that you can add them into your biomes and activities, but it is not a requirement by any means. Neither is MySQL. MySQL is really just for you to be able to sync up your servers if you're using Bungee Core, or just back it up. And a little secret here, I am working on an interface where you can manage your music in a browser. And so that'll be kind of a fun thing to release in the future. We'll get there though. That's not ready yet. Just watch for that. Biomes is active for you to use in MusicalBiomes Lite. In the free version, you can manage your biomes just like in the Pro version. The Pro version, however, adds activities and world guard so that you can manage the music in both of those, music or sound effects. And I'll get to what the difference is in those in just a moment as well. So music and sound effects for activities and world guard regions in the GUI are in the Pro version, as is the MySQL support. Now, again, since MCJukebox allows you to add music to your world guard regions by default, it's supported with those commands, then really you could just do your biomes and your world guard regions using the free version of MusicalBiomes instead of having to buy the Pro version. But if you want to add in GUI management for your world guard regions or management of activities, then you'll want to get the Pro version. Or if you want the MySQL, you want to get the Pro version. Right now it's $7.49. I might keep it at that price. It might go up a little bit. I'm not entirely sure yet. I have it set to $7.49 at 25% off because it might go to $9.99, but I'm kind of debating that right now. So get it while it's $7.49, and just in case it does go up. Just fair warning there. But let's get into this. Biomes. When you load it up, you click on that option there. You have biomes, right? You will see all of the biomes that are loaded on your server will be shown here. And you have at the bottom search, back, and next. And if you hover over your biomes here, you will see all of them in alphabetical order, and then you can click on the next page and see some more of them. Right. Something else to note about this is when you hover over, like you see here with Ice Mountains, there is music in that tooltip at the bottom. It tells you the 2 tracks that are currently playing. It'll tell you more if you have more tracks that are added to that biome. So I have 2 music tracks, not SFX tracks, but music tracks, background, day, and wind. And if we keep kind of going along, hell is for the nether. The end is also in here. It should be, let's see, where is that? There's void. Yeah, end. End has its own biomes. It's somewhere in here. Anyway, you'll see it in there. But the end has its own biomes, so you can have custom music for the nether or for the end, and again, all of your different biomes here that are within that. Something else with the biomes is it does currently support Open Terrain Generator, which is another plugin. I do not support. I'm not going to give you support on how to install Open Terrain Generator or anything like that. You can go talk to the developers of that plugin. But if you have Open Terrain Generator installed, then it will load up all of those biomes in this biomes list. I'm working on making sure that all other world and terrain generators are installed as well, are supported as well. So there's another plugin called Terrain Control that I'm looking at to make sure that those biomes will be loaded in here, so you can have custom biomes in this list. And just kind of in general, I want to make sure that all biomes that are possible will be supported by this plugin. And you'll see updates in the Spigot resources page for when those different plugins are supported. So anyway, so here's the biomes. Let's go ahead and click on Birch Forest, and you see I have music ambient, and that is I guess I should say, if I left click on Birch Forest, it will allow me to edit the music. So I'll do that, and now I can see the track there. If I left click on that track, I will remove it. And if I right click, it will paste the URL in chat. So now you can see my URL is right there, and I can click it, and I can even copy it to the clipboard, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Right? So you just click it, copy to clipboard. Now let's go back into MusicalBiomes, and I'm going to go back to the biomes here, and let's look at Birch Forest again, because I showed you if I left click on it, it's going to take me to manage the music. Music with MCJukebox can only play 1 track at a time. And so if you have 2 biomes that are right next to each other, Birch Forest and a jungle, right? Then if you're in the Birch Forest and you have the one song playing, and then your player moves into the jungle, the song for the Birch Forest will fade out and the song for the jungle will fade in. So you have this really nice ambient background song, these different sounds that are playing to fit the mood of whatever the player is doing, where they are. The same goes for if they go from a biome into a world guard region, or vice versa, or if they go into one of the activities, which I'm going to show you here in just a little bit. That is how the music works. Sound effects is a little bit different, and so I have the ability to manage the sound effects in a different way. So let's click back, look at the biomes here. So you remember when I left-clicked the birch forest, it showed me that ambient music track. Well, if I right-click, it shows me nothing. That's because now I'm managing the sound effects. And sound effects are treated by MCJukebox in a different way. They actually will play on top of other music tracks. So let's say you're in a World Guard region and you want to have a voiceover that starts playing when the player moves over a certain, like say they're in like a minecart and there's a detector rail and they move over that detector rail, the sound effect can start playing like a voiceover, voice acting, on top of the music. So you don't lose the ambient background or the tone of the mood of where they are or what they're doing, but you can still add in voice acting. You can add in swords clanging and just all types of really cool stuff. That's what the sound effects are for. And they will play on top of your other your music tracks. So just be aware of that. And how we'll go ahead and add one in here. Birch forest, I'm going to right click, and then to add a new track, I click add track, right? And now I need to paste in the direct link. The direct link is a direct link to the MP3 file. MusicalBiomes and MCJukebox, neither one of them supports linking to a YouTube video, SoundCloud link like a page, Vimeo video, or anything like that. You have to have a direct link to the MP3 file that's uploaded on, say, I think OneDrive supports it. There's you could host it on your own server, which is what I do. I have a server, treecrafters.online, which is my own server, and that's where I host all of my music files. And you could also use the file uploader, which I'll show you here in just a moment. But the main point is you have to have a direct link to the MP3 file. I do not support YouTube. I don't know if I ever will support YouTube. I have had so many requests to support YouTube, and I don't know if that's ever going to be possible. I just want to make that clear. I don't mean to sound rude or anything like that. It's just probably not ever going to happen. YouTube changes things a lot. They change how videos can be downloaded. They shut stuff down. There's legal reasons why that's probably not going to be possible. If you are linking to copyrighted music that is being played on YouTube, then that's an issue. I know that you guys can upload your songs and everything to YouTube, your own creations, but there's too many reasons why it probably will not happen. I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying it probably won't. So just if you don't see it, if you don't see that YouTube works, it's not supported, that means I haven't done it. Like a year from now, if YouTube is not being supported, then please don't ask me, because it probably won't be. But just be ready for a surprise if it happens. Don't get your hopes up though. All right? Fair? Please? Okay. Thank you. Don't chew me out because of that. Direct link to the MP3 file. And this is actually a direct link here. And I'm going to have to remove this because I don't want you guys using it, to an MP3 file that I have on my server. And so again, I'm adding SFX, sound effects, right? And so I'm going to go, with the full URL to the file, wind.mp3. And there we go. And then I type in the duration of the track. I think that this one is 336, if I remember correctly. And bam, there we go. So now I have wind, the wind.mp3, as a sound effect file that has been added to the birch forest biome. Right? So now if I click on back and I hover over birch forest again, you can see I have music, ambient, and sound effects, wind. And let's go ahead and actually check that out. you should be able to hear it. I need to find, I'm in a birch forest, but I'm in a world guard region. And I'm left the world guard region in Birch Forest Hills. Let's go. You can hear that wind. It picked up when I entered into Birch Forest. Let's head back over here so we can get that music coming back again. There we go. Now the music and the sound effects will continue to play until I leave that biome and go to another biome or world guard region that does not have the same music, right? So you hear that again. You hear that wind and you hear the music in the background. If say jungle has the same song, that ambient.mp3, then that ambient song will continue to play. It won't stop playing. So you don't have these choppy messes of music and sound going in and out all the time. It just continues playing. Sound effects will also continue playing until the track is done. So it's worth noting that you should have shorter sound effects. I chose wind because it's going to keep going for a while. I'm going to turn it off here in just a second, so that you can hear me without having to hear the wind the entire time. Sound effects are intended to continue playing because if you have a voiceover or instructions, tutorials, or whatever it might be, you want that to continue playing, right? So your players don't miss out on important tutorial information. Music, on the other hand, will change. So the jungle, I believe, has the same track. Yeah, so it has the same track, that ambient.mp3. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the wind. There we go. Has that same track, ambient.mp3, in the jungle as it does in the birch forest. And like you can see there, I'm in Birch Forest Hills now, right? Birch Forest, whoop, I'm hitting the wrong keys now. Birch Forest Hills, and jungle have that same music that's going to continue playing until I enter a biome that does not have that same song, right? So let's go ahead and check out some of the other bits here. And actually, first, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the music entirely, just so that I can keep showing you all of this and not get too interrupted and distracted by the kind of creepy music in the background. All right, so we've gone over so far with biomes, how the tracks change, and how to add SFX, like your wind in the background, and you can do that with all these different biomes. Let's jump over to activities. Activities, right now I support 5. We have caving, elytra, which you can see the music I have is Nyancat, and I have wind sound effects. PvE, so if you're player versus mobs or bosses, wither, anything like that. PvP, if you're you have a battle arena, and then also sailing, which is just you sitting in a boat, right? So let's go ahead and check out this elytra, right? And I know you guys want to hear Nyancat, but it's pretty sure it's copyrighted. So this was just me kind of playing around a little bit. So let's left click. I'm going to show you if I left click on that Nyancat, it's going to remove it. So now that's gone, right? And all that I have left is the wind sound effects. So let's go over here. And yeah, this looks good right here in a desert. Yeah, cool. So now we're in a desert, and I'm going to go ahead and get some elytra, and I'll put it on myself, right? And then let me go ahead and turn back up the sound effects here. And what we should have, if I go up high enough, let's do this. So now I'm not in a world guard region, and the desert does not have any music assigned to it. That's why you don't hear any music right now. If I go up high enough, and then I start flying, yeah, there we go. You can hear that sound effect that kicks in, right? And it's just going to keep going. And then I think that's a little bit loud, so let me just go ahead and when I land, go ahead and turn it off, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. It using the Elytra, there is now a sound effect that plays in the background, and it will play over the top of music, like I showed you before in the birch forest biome. So activities is again something that's unique to musical biomes that you can't do in MCJukebox, and you can also only manage activities in the pro version of musical biomes, not free. Last but not least, let's look at WorldGuard regions. So here's a bunch of different WorldGuard regions that we have set up. Spawn Hub, Nether Market, Mailweaver, all these different WorldGuard regions. And right now, TC Spawn that's the market area that we saw, is the one that has music playing in it already, and it's called Background Day. So if I left click, again, I can see the background day right there for managing that. And that's pretty much it. You need to have an MP3 file, and then you go into the GUI, you select the biome or activity or whatever it is that you want to add music to. Sailing, here I've got wind sound effects on the sailing as well. You might want to do waves. I'm also planning on, adding in support for the time of day. So, at a certain point in the day, maybe a song starts playing, or, morning or night, sunrise, sunset. Maybe the weather, so if it's raining or if you're in a biome where it snows, things of that sort that's what I'm hoping to add support for, and so this activities will really start to fill up over time. The other thing here is with MySQL. If you click on it, you'll see that you have the ability to type in all of your your host and all that. So it gives you an example down there in the action bar, example localhost. So we'll just go ahead and type that right now. And then it'll ask you for the port, and generally with Minecraft server that's 3306. The database, I don't actually have one set up on this, so we'll just call it music is the database, the username, user, and then the password is password. And so there, now it tells me your MySQL connection is invalid. Because that database doesn't exist, right? But if you had a MySQL database that's already set up and everything's working with it, then you can type all that in and it will work just like that. So, if you do get into the MySQL setup process and you decide you don't want to, just type close, and it says you close the dialog, so you're good to go. The last thing that I just want to point out is the file uploader here. This actually will give you a link to MusicalBiomes.com, and there is a temporary trial version of a file uploader. This just allows you to upload your files. If you can't find another host or another service that you want to use, this just gives you a really easy way to be able to upload your files, and then it gives you a link to those files. So when you're getting those direct links to your MP3 files, you need to use some kind of a file hosting service. And I am providing one to you. If you're if you're a pro customer, then just message me and I can help you get things set up. For right now, I'm just going to do it for free for you. But if we get too many people that are using it, or if it's the hosting size gets really large, then I'm going to find some kind of a monthly or a yearly cost or something. It's going to be inexpensive. It's not going to be expensive at all. But this is just a really easy way for you to get things set up. So if you want to try that out, shoot me a message in Discord, and I can help you do that. Just go to MusicalBiomes.com. You can try it for yourself for free right now. The files on there delete every 3 days. So add in your files so that you can test out the plugin, and if it works, then let me know. Shoot me a message. If you want to use it, that's cool. Whatever, I'll anything. So yeah, guys, I think that pretty much covers it. We got biomes, activities, WorldGuard regions. I guess I should note one more thing. The priority of these regions, right, is it's WorldGuard regions have a higher priority, and biomes have a secondary priority, and then activities are no. WorldGuard, activities, and biomes. Biomes are the last priority. And the reason for that is because you might have a WorldGuard region that's inside of a biome. Obviously, that's always true. Your WorldGuard regions are always inside of some kind of biome. So your WorldGuard regions do have priority over your biomes. And so, if you're inside of a WorldGuard region and you don't want music to play there, but you want the biome music to play, then you want to go in and you need to set world guard music, or set no world guard music, but set your biomes, right? But if you have world guard music, it will override any biome music that is playing, and that's just so you can create cool PvP arenas or mini games, anything at all that you want to do with your world guard regions. So that is important to note, is that your world guard regions take priority over your biomes. So yeah, all right, cool. Well, hey guys, I guess I'll let you see me here. Oh no, there we go. Oh my goodness, I don't know commands. There we go. It's been fun, guys. I know this was a little bit of a long video. I didn't actually mean for it to be that long. I just kind of ramble a little bit. But, I guess you got to love me, right? So if you enjoy the plugin, please go check it out at MusicalBiomes.com. There will be a link in the description directly to the Spigot resource page. There will also be a link to the Discord server where you can get support from me. Don't talk to MCJukebox about support for my plugin. They will not give you support, right? They're great guys, really cool. They do a great job with getting MCJukebox running and keeping that running. But I don't want you to think that you guys should go and chat with them about getting support for MusicalBiomes, because they didn't build it, right? So message me in Discord or on Spigot, and you can also again find out more information at MusicalBiomes.com, and that's pretty much it. I hope that you enjoyed. If you like the plugin, if you like the video, if you like seeing my face right here, go ahead and leave a like, leave me a comment, give me some feedback, give me suggestions for what you'd like to see with this plugin, and maybe I'll add them in. So thanks so much, guys, for hanging out. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Peace.